We are very happy to have Gaby Riddington with us today at CRCE's At the Table. Gaby is the Managing Director of Kipling Partners. She has over a decade of experience partnering with organizations to provide impactful and innovative executive coaching, team coaching, and leadership development programs. She also leads a regional team of over 35 executive coaches and facilitators working across Asia Pacific, and she moved to Singapore in early 2018. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Okay. A couple of questions for you, Gaby. What do I need to think about when setting up my professional goals for 2019?
Look, I think, Eka, the first real thing to think about, and particularly given that a lot of people have moved here to Singapore,
Yes.
is that it is almost like the start of a new chapter in a book.
Yes.
And it's an opportunity to reset and really think, well, what do I want this to be about? What do I want the next however many years I'm going to be here? And what's important to me? So I'll give you an example. It could be something like, I want this next year, 2 years, 3 years I'm in Singapore to be about, I want to learn some new things. I want to experience some different industries. I want to contribute in a different way. So I think professionally, just to get really, really clear on what you want that to be about and what's most important that you experience. And then to kind of look at the hierarchy of those things in starting then to formulate your plan.
Right, thank you. If I'm new to Singapore, what are some of the realistic expectations for navigating my career path in a new country?
Well, given that we only moved to Singapore early last year, I think I've lived this experience firsthand. I think the first thing really is you have to figure out how this place works.
Yeah.
And a lot of people coming in have come from somewhere else.
Yes.
And on the surface, there's a lot of similarities, but then there's a lot of differences as well. And I'll give you one of my first experiences is around communication. I have 2 phones. I'm working off WhatsApp, WeChat, Zoom, Skype, and just something as simple as how do we communicate around here is really important. And I think just in managing people's expectations is getting a new role and building a professional journey is fantastic, but it takes longer than you think because of everything's new around the operational system. The other thing that I think in managing expectations is this is a relationship-driven environment. I think that's best summed up with the fact that every time you get into a taxi, the taxi driver will always ask, have you eaten yet? How was your breakfast? So a lot of your professional networking is relationship-driven and it takes time.
Yes.
And it just doesn't happen overnight. I know in Sydney, I'm sure in New York and other cities, it's like, what can you do? How fast can you do it? Let's get going here. You will go quite a few rounds and just spending that time building a relationship.
Yeah.
I think,
actually, that's quite true because I originate from Hong Kong and like New York, it's very different.
Yes.
So it's actually pretty good advice. Today's theme is, now you've arrived in Singapore, what's your career path? Today we have Suzanna Borst, CRCE consultant and founder of 1004 Partners, has over 18 years of experience in recruiting, people development, and human resources in both Asia and the United States. She has been in Asia since 2010. After 4 years in Tokyo, she relocated to Singapore in 2014 and established 1004 Partners in order to focus on her passion for process and people development. Welcome, Suzanna. So, a couple of questions. How can I make my resume and application more visible to employers if I was looking for a job in Singapore?
So the most important thing is to make sure that you're leading with your skills and you're clearly defining what you offer to the employer. So make sure that they understand what your value proposition is.
Right.
And there's no one-size-fits-all resume. So make sure that you're actually tailoring your resume so that the skills that you're talking about match the job that you're applying to.
Okay. The next question I have for you is, what are the best ways to identify sort of potential opportunities in Singapore?
So just like there's no one-size-fits-all for the resume, there also isn't one solution for job searching. You kind of have to diversify. So leverage your network. You reach out to search firms. Make sure that you're going to the websites for companies you're interested in and look for any open positions there, use job boards, and lastly, make sure that you're on LinkedIn.
Yes. Now talking about LinkedIn, what would your advice be on leveraging LinkedIn in today's world?
Yeah. So at its core, LinkedIn is a search engine. So recruiters who are looking for specific profiles are going to be searching on keywords. So make sure that you have content in your profile that highlights the keywords that match the jobs and the roles that you want to be considered for, so that you'd be coming up on a search for someone like you. They also offer a lot of tools, so you can sign up for what your career interests are, and they're going to send you postings. And lastly, network, right? So who do you know that can help you?
Yes.
And more importantly, be bold. Who is not in your current network but should be?
Yes. Thank you, Suzanna.